My mind woke muddy today. Instead of forcing clarity, I let the mud float. I sat with my tea long enough to watch the steam drift sideways. Long enough to feel the breath deepen. Long enough to notice that my mind had not sharpened yet. Some mornings arrived with crisp edges. This one did not. This one moved in thick, like a pond after someone had stirred the bottom. I felt that old impulse rise, the push to clear my head fast, to tighten posture, to snap into discipline. I didn't follow that impulse, not today. I just watched the muddiness float. I kept thinking about passage 15 from the Dao De Jing. Not the whole passage, just the muddy pool. The one image that felt like the truest mirror for my morning. A muddy mind doesn't signal failure. It signals a moment that refuses to rush clarity. The Tao moves slow in the beginning. Slow like the breath before thought. Slow like water before settling. Something inside me recognized that rhythm. Recognized that muddy water can teach more truth than a forced, clear mind. The longer I sat, the more I noticed how my attempts to clear my head only stirred the water again. And every time I reached for a plan, the sediment lifted. Every time I pushed for focus, the swirl returned. Every time I tried to think, I moved the bowl and everything clouded again. So I stopped trying, stopped stirring, stopped forcing the morning into shape. When effort steps back, space steps forward. Not clarity, just space. Space for the mud to move, space for my breath to lengthen, space for the morning to speak. A younger version of me fought mornings like this. Thought muddiness meant weakness. Confusion required correction. Discipline meant pushing through the fog as fast as possible. Practice teaches a different truth. Patience shifts the shape of the mind. Presence softens pride. And muddy water reveals honesty, much faster than clear water can. Clear water hides the bottom. Muddy water shows exactly where the disturbances lie. I trust the murk now. It tells the truth first. And as I watch the mental silt drift, I notice the layers. Quick thoughts move like minnows near the surface. Fast, sharp, restless. Emotions move lower, slower, heavier, deliberate. Old memories drifted like leaves, touching the surface, then sinking again. None of it asked for interpretation. None of it demanded action. Everything just simply floated. And in that floating, my inner world started to relax, not solve. Just relax. The sediment didn't need meaning. It just needed some room. The water didn't need direction. It just needed rest. Gratitude rose in me without effort. Gratitude for the permission to begin a day without a pristine inner landscape. A small laugh slipped out, quiet, barely there. I remember telling myself last week, clarity avoids me on Monday. Then I realized clarity doesn't avoid me. Clarity enjoys hitting snooze. That small humor loosened something in me, made space for something deeper, a deeper breath. It made room for honesty under the mud. After a while, I felt the sediment drop. Not a revelation, not a bright shift, just a slow descent, tiny grains falling the way water remembers. I didn't force the change. It came when I allowed the morning to unfold. It came when I listened to the silence instead of ambition. Slow settling creates strong clarity, more than any attempt to rush insight. Slow settling feels like truth, walking at its natural pace. I reminded myself of something I learned the hard way. Early clarity collapses quickly. Thoughts sharpened too soon, crack under pressure. Plans made too early fall apart. Insights forced before they mature lose their strength at the first test. Now I patiently wait. When I match the pace of water, when I give the muddy and the mud time to fall, the clarity that rises holds firm. It carries weight. It carries warmth. It carries wisdom I can actually use. By the time I reached that last warm sip, the water inside me had not cleared fully, but it had cleared enough. Enough for me to stand, for me to breathe, for me to choose my next quiet step. And I didn't need full clarity to begin the day. I just needed honesty about my beginning. So a muddy beginning can lead to a real day. And a real day always beats a forced one full of anxiety. So if your mind woke muddy today, or your thoughts drift without shape, or your spirit feels suspended, just let it float. Give your water space to settle. Give your mind time to breathe. Give your clarity room to return when it chooses. You don't need a clear pool to start the day. You only need a still bowl. Now, if this scroll served you today, breathe once with intention and walk gently into your next moment. And when you're ready, check out some of my other videos. Until next time, take care. Stay inspired and inspirational.
I've just opened up memberships here on the channel. And if you're here, that means you already know this isn't just about content. It's about culture and community. Now, as a member, you'll get access to the deeper work. You'll get my behind-the-scenes training, some of my secret conditioning rituals that I've developed over the years, some access to early scrolls, some private teachings that I won't post publicly. But more than that, we're building something together. A community rooted in Kung Fu, wisdom, and wellness, where we train, we reflect, we grow as a circle and not just as an audience. But for right now, it starts with just a simple click. We have 3 levels. So if you're ready, click that button and join below. There's several levels, and I'll meet you on the temple inside.